Question 1. So we have a company that initiated $200,000 in startup costs. Now, over the first 18 months, the average loan charges were about $1,500 monthly. The last 30 months, they were $800 monthly. The accounting, maintenance, office, and admin costs were per annum, so per year, $12,000. So let me pause there. So before reading anything, I do know this is some kind of break even that I will have to incorporate all these costs into. Okay, so now I do see that they give me the capacity per year, which is 10,000. I have trading costs per investment totaled, so $5 per trade. Admin costs were $1 per trade, and commission is 50 cents per trade. Sales per trade were $25. So based on this, I can see that I have variable costs given, and I have the selling price given per trade. So in order to answer, so the first component, so finding my total revenue and my total cost. So first, my fixed costs. Now I have to be really careful here because all these different costs that I have, the ones highlighted in green that you see, so they're at different intervals of time. And remember that fixed costs, are costs which are related to time and are independent of how many, in this case, how many trades would be made. So my first fixed cost, so this is a startup cost. So this will not repeat. Doesn't matter how many trades I make. So that's my first fixed cost. Now I can see that I have, for the first 18 months, I'm paying $1,500. And then for the 30 months, for the following 30 months, I'm paying $800. So notice this is a 48-month span, which is 4 years that I have. So I have to be aware of that so that the time frame is the same. Next, I see that I had these accounting, maintenance, and so on, costs of $12,000, but they are per annum. So this is per year, which means that over 4 years, so I have to multiply this, by 4. And that's going to now give me my total fixed costs. So my fixed cost here, so let's add them up. So I have So 200,000 plus, I'll put those in brackets, 18 times 1500 close bracket plus 30 times 800 close bracket plus the last one 4 times 12,000 close bracket equals. So this gives me a fixed cost of almost 300,000 here that I have. That's for 4 years. Okay, I have to be aware of that. Now, if I go back, okay, so I know that my capacity, so here, my capacity that I have, it's 10,000, but again, it's per annum, it's per year. So my total capacity that I have is 40,000. Now these trading costs, okay, so they're $5 per trade, and then administrative costs $1 per trade, and commission, which is 50 cents per trade. So the ones in orange that you see there. So don't forget, okay, so variable costs, we're always per item or per one, cost that we have. In this case, it's per trade. So I have to add these up. So this would be $5 plus the $1 plus the 50 cents. So it's $6.50. That's my variable cost. Now my selling price here that I have is $25. And from this I can obtain, so for part A, my total revenue is $25 times X, and then my total cost, so that's my fixed cost, plus my variable costs. And there I have my equation, and this is over 4-year time span. Okay, so that's what I have there. Now, let's take a look at the second component. So there, so contribution margin and contribution rate. So I will be able, okay, so contribution margin is $25 minus the $6.50. So this becomes $18.50, and contribution rate. Okay, so that I have, believe that they, yes, so they do also ask for that. So my contribution rate, it's contribution and so now here, so we have, so now next I can calculate that through. And and that would be so 74%. Okay, so that's part B. Now, so the next one, okay, so the third one, so I'm just going to relate it, call this C instead of number 3. So compute the break-even point in dollars. Okay, so, and it is over 48 months that they want. Okay, so, well, break even in units, I can use the formula of fixed cost divided by contribution margin. So if I do that, let's just do it on the calculator here. And I obtain that my break even in units. So as you can see, it goes on, but of course I will round this off. Now this is number of units. And to obtain it in dollars, I can take the total revenue and that amount. So it was $25 times X. So it's quite a substantial amount that we see here. And that would be our answer that we have. So that's for part 3. So break-even point in dollars. Now, number 4 is this venture worth doing, okay, on the current capacity. So that we have, well, capacity was 40,000. And our break-even point, okay, is actually much smaller than 40,000. So that's our capacity here. So when they ask us, is the venture worth doing? Okay, if the company was only interested in breaking even over the 48 months, then clearly, yes, it is worth doing. Okay, and the reason is right there. Our break-even point, okay, is actually less than capacity. So clearly, if they're only interested in breaking even, they will be able to do that. Now, the last component of the question asks us to draw. So all of this. And then we have, so if you're looking, don't forget, okay, so you have to put all of these items on the drawing, the actual chart or graph. So let me okay, so I'll just expand this out. So I'll draw my chart here. So my axes. Okay, so this is what I have. So this will be my volume. This will be in dollars. And the first thing, we want to put our capacity, which is 40,000. So, and we know that we cannot go over that capacity. So I like to draw this vertical line to remind me of that. Now, my total cost, so we know that that starts at the fixed cost. So that was 299,000. Okay, so that's my fixed cost here. And then this continues on. Okay, so it goes upwards. Okay, so this is my total cost function. So it is slowly increasing because the more trades we make, the more variable costs we incur into this. So now we also know that our break even, okay, so if let's say this is the half point, okay, and half point is, so capacity half point, so this is around 20,000. Well, we're just, so it's about 16, so we're somewhere along here. You don't have to be exactly precise. Okay, and that capacity was 16,163. And again, I can draw this going up. So at this point, okay, the two lines, okay, so that means this one is going to cross through. That's my total revenue. And here we are at a loss. Okay, so that means we sold less than the break even. And here we're at a profit. So we've labeled now our axes: break even, capacity, total revenue, total cost, and fixed cost, which is what we wanted to see. And that's it. Okay, thank you.